Hey, what's up, Reefers? Figure it's finally time to talk about my clownfish. So I've had these guys for quite a while already, a little bit more than half a year, and these are the MochaVinci clowns. So essentially, they are mocha in color, DiVinci in pattern, and they are pretty much a false Piccola or the Ocellarius clowns. If you see Picasso, that's pretty much the Peculiar Clown version of these. These are the Ocellarius clowns. Now, a little bit of history about how I got these guys. So when I first set up this tank, I know that I want to have a pair of clownfish as my centerpiece, and I want to make sure they're special. Because I know that clownfish live for a long time, they're bulletproof, so they're probably going to be here for a long time. So I was not opposed to spending a little bit more money to get a pair of clown that I truly want. So I started looking into different types of clowns. Look at Picasso, Onyx, like the Ghost Stripe Maroon, or even the Lightning Maroons, or like other rare clowns. But the Da Vinci clown really stood out to me because I really like the pattern. Now, I still want a type of clownfish that resemble the wild counterparts, but with a little flair. So as you can see right here on the female, it still has the three stripes that most wild clowns or wild Ocellarius clown have, but it has a little flair. It looks like a brushstroke. So I think the name is perfect, Da Vinci. So I set out to look for Da Vinci clowns. Unfortunately, there are not a lot of selection out there because they're relatively new compared to like Picasso. And for some reason, I don't think a lot of breeders like to focus on Da Vinci clown. Maybe they're not as popular. I'm not sure. So I tried local stores, I tried online resources, especially the places that offer what you see is what you get, because I feel like seeing what I'm getting is kind of important, with no luck. But after talking to some people in the Reef Club, they point me to Blue Ribbon Koi, BRK. It is a fish store that is not too close to my house, but not too far as well. It's about like hour and 15 minutes drive. So I motored up there, talked to the guy there. This employee that's super knowledgeable and is great. And he was like, okay, all right, we'll put an order in. It may be a while though before we can find something that, because I was pretty specific. I wanted a clownfish that has a caramel color, which sometimes people don't think is desirable because they want the bright orange. But I like the caramel, I like the gradients. And then in terms of pattern, I was really specific. I want something exactly like this, you know, like from the second bar, a little dot comes out. So being so specific, he's like, okay, it may take a little bit, but you know, he will contact his source, and he was really well connected. Like he knows a lot of people in the industry, and especially knows really big clownfish breeding company that I probably will not name for now. So he was like, okay, yeah, he got a personal relationship with them. He's gonna put an order out and see if they have anything like that in stock. So he did, and really quickly, actually, like within 2 weeks, I got a call from him saying, "Hey, we got something in stock," and these are like one of the last guys. Like, he at first they only have the female sitting around because like he was like the solo, and maybe he thought that maybe it's like we don't have a pair, so it's not gonna happen. But somehow they found that guy in the back, kind of in one of the sump for whatever reason he was in the sump. So they found this guy as well. So he tried putting them together and they did not kill each other. So I was like, all right, this may work out. So really quickly, the breeder shipped the clowns to BLK, and then I went up to take a look at them, and I was blown away at how great they look. The color orange, the orange in color is really vibrant, and I was surprised to see how dark the body is as well, because I love the dark body. But you know, one of my criteria is that I still want the orange because I want them to resemble clowns in nature as well. So the face is orange, and one interesting thing you'll notice is that the bottom fins is also bright orange, and that was actually something that the breeder worked really hard at trying to keep. Look at, oh my goodness. So they're still sorting out the differences. But yeah, that's actually a thing that they try really hard to maintain, the bottom fins being bright orange. and it was actually one of the not really secret project, but like not a publicly known project. So when the store requested that, they were kind of surprised. It was like, oh, did you guys know that we're working on something like this? Well, just like a happy accident. So bright orange face, bonus is like bright orange fin as well, bottom fins, and supposedly the breeder also worked really hard at having that third white bar to go completely around the tail, like go all the way down. Apparently that was an issue before, but they achieved this goal in this generation, which is great. Now in terms of DaVinci Clown grades, right? They have like A grade, B grade, extreme grade, right? Extreme being the best. I think the male clown is actually an extreme because all the bars are connected. The second, especially second and third bar are connected, where the female may be considered just a grade A because the second and third bar are not connected. But I actually prefer the look of my female clown because it more resemble how they look in nature, with a little flair. Now, the male clown already start to resemble the Picasso clown a little bit because like Picasso, I feel like most of his body is white with some awesome pattern, by the way, don't get me wrong, I love it too. But it's just personal preference that I do prefer something a little bit more balanced and a little bit more, it has a little kind of like a head tip towards how they look in nature. Excuse me. So as you've seen in the video, they are still not perfectly happy together, especially the female towards the male, although the male tries really hard to please the female. But it's not as bad as before. Before, the female would pin the male to the corner, and I did do a video on this whole issue, citing that maybe it's the lights, because clownfish use the markings on their head to identify one another, and as the light turns blue, the white marking on the head takes on a different shade of color. So that may make the female clown thinks that the male is a totally different guy coming in and she got to defend her territory. Now, there have been people telling me that that's baloney because like the clown cannot see certain color anyways. So the whole thing, I don't know. It's still like a big mystery to me. If you know why, please let me know. Or maybe this is just like a regular behavior. This is just what the female does. Just kind of keep the male in check. But down the road, I do hope that I will find space and find a good specimen of a small carpet anemone. Or my dream would be to get one of those. I'm not sure if I'm gonna pronounce this right. It's gonna be it's a risky pronunciation. Reti, R-E-T-E-R-I-I, Reti, or magnificent anemone, one of those huge guys. So those and the carpet anemone, the clown, Ocellarius clown's natural host. I would love to get at least a carpet anemone in here so that they can finally host in something that they're supposed to instead of the frog spawn. And like I mentioned in my last video about the Bengal cardinal, I do also wish to get a purple long tentacle anemone into this tank as well. So I guess this tank is going to turn into like an anemone tank or something eventually. And I got to find some floor space. Alright, with that said, that's just a pretty broad overview of how I got these clownfish and what they are, the MochaVinci clowns. I may do a more in-depth video in the future about these guys, if anybody's interested. But I'm crossing my fingers that just get along better. Alright, well, hope you guys are not on the East Coast. If you are, I hope the snow does not affect you too much. With that said, stay warm, stay safe, and I will talk to you guys next time.